Welcome. Today I'm going to run the game that everyone's been asking for. I know, crazy. It's totally not like I've been playing this for the past few days or anything. Shadow Generations! And I'm here with my buddy Nick. Say hi, Nick. No! How to get canceled.
Jack, you're not gonna get canceled.
How to get canceled. 101.
No.
Nah, that's not how that works, Chief. Yeah, no. So, as soon as I hit new game, it should start. So, 3, 2, 1. We're also just currently talking about Metal Gear. So,
Yeah. We are talking about Metal Gear.
which is just a fucking insane franchise.
It is so insane, and I would love for you to give it a try.
I mean, I've played Revengeance.
Yeah, true, but like Revengeance is a whole separate.
I know.
game.
It's technically, it is the least Metal Gear game you can play.
Yeah.
Alright, how much time am I gonna lose here? Let's see. Oh, I almost did it. Alright, quit stage, reset. This is how today's gonna be. Wahoo! Fun times all around. So, okay, if I would start with a Metal Gear game, what Metal Gear game should I start with?
So there's two ways you can go about it. If it's some like
Yeah?
if you're because you're gonna be familiar with stealth games and the genre, and to get into the story, like you could go into one. You can go into the first game. However, some people it might be hard with that because Metal Gear Solid 1 is a PlayStation 1 game, so it looks and plays like a PlayStation 1 game. Now, technically there is a GameCube remaster version called the Twin Snakes, and it's quite a trip. The first game, that game is quite like an anomaly, I would say. Like it's not bad, but it's very ridiculous in how they made the game, because it made that game as a, like I said, a remaster of the first game, but in the engine that they made Metal Gear Solid 2. It's just, I just think about a lot of cutscenes in that game and I just laugh about it because it is like very out of the world on like what they did. It's very extra on how they did cutscenes and like certain characters and like actions and what they do.
Is it just kind of like all over the top?
At one point, Snake does a backflip to avoid. He does a backflip to avoid a sniper shot. Lands on the sniper that gets kicked up from the ground into his hand and fires at the air sniper.
What the fuck?
There's also another part where I think someone throws a punch at someone else and it sounds like an airplane flying. Like yeah, it's there's like crazy stuff like that. I don't think that game's on Steam. On Steam alone, you can get Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3. But if you want, I mean, I think what's safe is you could start with Metal Gear Solid 3 because it's the origin story of Metal Gear. So there's not really much. You're not really going to be. I guess you won't be spoiled as much because it is the beginning. Like you'll meet characters like. Actually, I think there's not really any characters that will appear in later games. Without telling you, but for quality and like for something to like really like try and get into the game, I would go and play Metal Gear Solid 3 Theater. Because, like I said, it's in the very beginning, so it's not like you'll be missing too much about lore from Metal Gear Solid 2 and 1, because those games take place in the early 2000s, and Metal Gear Solid 3 takes place in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would start with that, and if it's something that you're really about, and you really like the story, and you want to like continue going, then I will go back and go to Metal Gear Solid 1. So you can go 3, then 1, then 2, and if you really wanted to, I don't know if it's on here. So I think the only 2 games that didn't get added to the Master Collection was Peace Walker and 4.
Is Peace Walker good?
Peace Walker is very good, and it's very different because that game came out for the PSP at the time, and then it got re-released on PlayStation 3 in the Legacy Collection, where they had every game from the very first Metal Gear, which that game came out on. This game came out on the MSX2 and the NES.
What's the MSX2?
The MSX2 was standardized home computer architecture announced by ASCII Corporation. So,
I say I wasn't born around that time.
I know you weren't. 1983.
I may surprise people, I'm not old.
You know what else came out in 1983?
You?
The NES. Shut up. The NES. And also the Commodore, the Commodore 64.
Oh damn.
Which is that came out in 1982 actually. MS-DOS. But yeah, that game came out on consoles that, I mean, people still use NES for certain games nowadays. But yeah, so this game came out in 1987. Metal Gear 1. And this game takes place, I believe, this game takes place in 1995.
Oh wow.
So the timeline goes Snake Eater, then Peace Walker, then Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, then Metal Gear, and then Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and then Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 4.
Okay.
So between 1964 and 2014 is the chronological order of games.
Huh.
So you could technically play the game chronologically, but I personally like to think you play the game by release. And that's the same thing I feel about like Marvel movies. Like some people will tell you watch it based off the Marvel timeline. I never liked that 'cause there's some like cutscenes at the end that might be confusing to certain people if this is the first time
Because
watching
around
it.
the times that actually came out and stuff.
Correct. So like, I think it's best to watch like the Marvel movies. Watch it when they came out.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, I would definitely, if you would want to try and get into the series, start with Snake Eater. See how you like it. If it's a genre you really like, and if it's a story that kind of grips you, and you want to kind of find out more about the lore of the game, then you can go and play Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. I don't know if you can play Peace Walker on PC. I'm gonna check.
Is Peace Walker an older one?
Yeah, Peace Walker was the one that came out on the PSP alone. Because that takes place in between Metal Gear Solid 3 and Ground Zero / Phantom Pain. Because it's the events after Naked Snake becomes the big boss. So you would, and it's really cool because like the cutscenes in that game are more like comic book strips, and it's like
oh, like kind of like a Beautiful Joe thing.
Yes, but it's more like black and white.
Oh, okay.
Kind of manga essentially.
I didn't hear manga. I thought
nice.
you said it's kind of like Obama, and I was like,
Yeah.
Yes, I love Obama.
Yeah, Obama. You know, it is black and white, like Obama. Yeah.
Yeah, just like my favorite, Obama.
Oh, there is also Portable Ops. That's another side game. Unless you're a super fan and you play the other games. Let's see if there's... Oh, so yeah, the only way you can play Peace Walker, I guess you can emulate it. But if you want to play it on console, it would be on the PSP, PS3, or Xbox 360.
Okay.
And at that point, for PS3 and Xbox 360, you're just gonna get every game because there's a legacy collection which has every game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a total of it comes with 8 games.
Oh wow.
8 games in one between 1987 and 2010.
Hmm.
So, yeah. And you play all those on a PS3 or Xbox 360. Actually, false. Only the PS3 because for the longest time, Metal Gear was a PlayStation exclusive.
Okay.
Up until I think Rising, actually. Rising was one of the first. Yeah, Rising was, I think, the first. Besides Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, because they were on, you know, the Commodore and.
The Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance was the first one to go to PlayStation, Xbox, and Windows. And Nvidia Shield TV.
Yo, my favorite, the Shield
Yes.
TV. Yo.
Wow.
I totally know what that is.
But
Smile.
yeah. It's. Do you want me to tell you what the Nvidia Shield TV is?
What is the Nvidia Shield TV? I gotta know.
The Nvidia Shield TV.
What is this
or
shit?
Nvidia Shield is an Android TV-based digital media player.
Oh my
From Nvidia as
god.
part of the Shield brand of Android devices. The Shield was initially marketed by Nvidia as a micro console, emphasizing its ability to play downloaded games and stream games from a compatible PC on a local network, or via the GeForce Now subscription. Which I'm sure that doesn't exist anymore.
No, what do you mean? It still exists. Don't
it
give them
actually
doubt.
It actually might still exist.
Oh dear god.
Oh yeah, no, they exist. They went public in 2020. 20 million members as of August of 2022.
Holy shit.
Wow. Anyway, yeah. You play Metal Gear Solid 3 on Steam for $20. It is recommended to play controller. That is how the games are made. Every game is made to play on controller, portable. So,
Makes sense to me.
mouse and keyboard. Yeah, especially because you'll see in Metal Gear Solid 3, there's 2 ways the game can be played. Either camera that's right behind you, like a third-person game, or fixed camera, kind of like Resident Evil, like old Resident Evil, but not like tank controls. You'll see.
I thought I killed myself right there, not gonna lie, when I fucking boosted. And I almost shat myself, and I was like, no, I'm still alive! I lived!
But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 is definitely a game to definitely. It's a great game to start, I would say.
Okay.
If I had the Master Collection on disc, I would obviously let you borrow it to the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
But I don't.
You have it digitally, don't you?
Yeah.
Is there a way to share digital games?
There is. I just stopped doing that because I didn't like it. Because how you do it is like you and a friend. Because you only do it with one other person.
Right.
And you and a friend have both accounts on both PlayStations. My account is going to be the primary account on your system, and and your account's gonna be the primary account on my system. That way we can both play each other's games. However,
Oh.
let's say like there's Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah.
I can't play my games because it's not the primary console.
Oh.
So that's why I stopped doing that. It's like, well, if I, when I was in the military and the Wi-Fi in the barracks was really bad, so when my internet would go out, I would game share with my one buddy, and then I wouldn't be able to play my own games because my account isn't the primary account on this console, so I can't play the primary games on this console. So I told him, I was like, look, I'm sorry, but I can't do the game sharing anymore because I want to play my games when I can't play online. Because there's a lot of single player games I want to play, like Metal Gear. And
especially Metal Gear.
especially Metal Gear, because I put so much time into Metal Gear Solid 3 and 2 and 1. But yeah, that's why I don't do the game sharing anymore.
No, that makes sense. That's
I mean,
definitely
anyway, like,
that's definitely
even
like
on
viable.
PlayStation- Yeah, even on PlayStation, the games like the Master Collection is really good on the on PlayStation 5. Like it plays very well.
Yeah.
And that's why like I have Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and the next thing I'm looking for is Peace Walker and 4 and Rising.
Like
Those are the
physically,
only three
right?
games- Well, those are the only 3 games that we cannot play on current generation right now. Because Metal Gear Solid 4 is unfortunately stuck on the PS3 for essentially eternity. And one of the big reasons why Metal Gear Solid 4 might take a long time to get remastered or re-released is there's a lot of licensing in that game. With, with Sony and Apple products and music and stuff.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of licensing in that game. So with that, it's a really tough feat to do, just because there's a lot of licensing that needs to be either reinstated or redone somehow.
Oh my gosh.
So
Jump.
the only ways to play like Metal Gear Solid 4 is either on original hardware or you emulate it. And PS3 emulator is, I think, still like a work in progress. It's not really.
They're not great.
Yeah.
I can tell you from experience, they're awful.
Yeah. And playing on original hardware is also not great because it's the PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me.
Chaos control. Freeze.
What's the documentary? Yeah. So, and here's another thing. Like, there's Metal Gear Delta, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater coming out, which is a essentially complete remake of Metal Gear Solid 3,
Yes.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
I love Metal Gear Solid 3. It looks really fucking good, and I believe most of, if not all, of the voice lines are just essentially gutted from the original game and just put in this game, and then they're just doing everything else, from scratch. And I think that's awesome. And it also comes out in August this year, which is awesome. You know what's not awesome? The price.
Oh, the game?
I cannot convince myself to pay $70 for Metal Gear Solid Delta when it's a game I've been playing since like MGS3.
No.
A game I've been playing since 2004.
Jesus.
I know it's a remake game, and I know that it's gonna look and play amazing because it already looks amazing from what I've seen on trailers. But $70, I just cannot The only reason I was gonna spend a bunch of money on it is to get the collector's edition, and it's already sold out.
What does Collector's Edition have?
I want to pull it up again. Let me go on Konami's website. I put in my birthday so you tell me how old I am.
Oh yeah, I wonder how old you are.
Coming, yeah, August 28th.
You know what's weird that it doesn't have a release date yet?
What's that?
Crossworlds.
That is weird, actually.
Crossworlds does not have a release date yet. We know it's 2025, but that is it.
Yeah. It just says 20. It still just says 2025. I just checked. Coming soon. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah, the collector's edition, physical version of the game.
You're talking about Metal Gear, right?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid Delta. It comes with the collector's box, a Halo jump patch, which is cool, a Fox patch, which I already have, a Terrarium diorama, which looks very cool, metal game case, and a Snake's ID card lanyard, which I think is pretty cool because it's something that I would not even think of having as a collector's item.
I have to say, Nick, it's a shame I met you after I went to too many games and stuff like that. Not this year, the year before. It was all Metal Gear themed. Like,
Yeah.
kid you not, there was a pack, what do we call it? The Big Boss Pack.
Collector's edition.
And that shit was insane.
Yeah.
Like, shirt, statue, memorabilia. And this is from just getting tickets to a fucking con.
Yeah, I haven't been to a convention. North Carolina. I think it was the last one I went to. I went to a Comic-Con.
This is the ultimate
Super fun. I met Joey Wheeler.
Hey, you!
He was super cool. Yeah, GameStop unavailable. Amazon out of stock.
Who's Joey Wheeler's voice actor again?
Joey Wheeler. Wayne Grayson.
Who else does he voice?
Wayne Grayson voices.
out of my way.
Let's go to IMDb. He's also in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Out of my way.
As who? As who?
He is. It says.
Control.
Oh my god.
What?
I'm trying to pull it up, but it's like not showing all the names, unfortunately.
Mm.
Because he voices multiple characters. Let's see.
Wait, was that all? Did I just finish Rail Canyon? I just finished Rail Canyon. I blinked and finished Rail Canyon. Oh, okay.
Cyrus Truesdale.
He voices Cyrus?
Yes, and Lyman. I can't read the rest of his name. Lyman Banner. And Skull Knight.
Huh.
That's who he voices in GX.
I didn't know
he's
he
also
voiced Cyrus.
He's also Michelangelo in TMNT.
Oh my god, he is.
And Turtle Titan, Dark Michelangelo, Metalhead. Oh god, that's a lot of characters. And that Yu-Gi-Oh! What else is he credited for? He's in Gotham Knights. He's in Pokemon.
He's in Gotham Knights?
Just like additional voices.
Oh, okay.
He voices Lance in Pokemon
Really?
in the show. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel, get Jolly Wheeler, Cyrus, Truesdale.
Yeah, that's the game. By the way, Nick,
Uh,
I'm not sure if you're watching or not. I just got perfect pathing.
I unfortunately don't because I have Steam on one side and IMDb on the other. He's also a voice in Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel, Dawn of the Battle Royale. Sea Bastion. What else?
Chaos control.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains.
V-Rains?
V-Rains, yeah. Editor-in-Chief.
Damn, this man's
Yeah.
freaking everything.
Yeah, met him. But yeah, so $70 for Metal Gear Solid Delta. The collector's edition is $200, and I would have spent that for all that stuff.
Completely
But-
understandable.
But for just the game alone, I can't justify $70 for a game I've been playing for the past 14 years, or not 14, 11 years, 20. No, wrong again. 21 years. Jesus. It just seems wrong.
Right.
Chaos control.
So I probably won't play it until the price goes down
It's currently
Or buy
storming
some-
outside.
by some miracle. The collector's edition goes back up. But I got super lucky with the Sparking Zero collector's edition, and even though the game is just kind of like, you know, not going anywhere,
Yeah. It's a cool collection edition to have.
it is cool. I love the statue. I love the box, cards.
Okay, can
You know.
can we actually have a discussion, hold on, real quick, about the Sparking Zero? And did you see the new trailer for?
Was there a recent one?
There was a recent one on the DLC characters, and it was the Daima
Give it-
pack.
Hold on.
Ultimate power.
Let me I'm gonna pull up YouTube and watch it right now.
Hopefully you don't get too spoiled for Daima. One of the characters is definitely not a spoiler because you've literally have you seen the trailer for Daima before?
This is the ultimate
Yeah.
power.
Okay. Yeah, literally
Alright,
the
so
one character in there is like
DLC
Sparking
2
Zero.
Wait. There we go, Bandai. That's DLC 1 announcement from 2 months ago. Is it on there? If I go into your thing, in videos. Oh, dude. One of the things I'm really hyped for is everybody's golf hot shots coming back.
Was that?
I don't know if you ever played Hot Shots Golf.
No.
It's a silly golf game. I've played a lot of the Hot Shots games back on PS2. And Everybody's Golf was like a modern Hot Shots Golf that you can play with friends online. And then they disabled the multiplayer servers a few years ago.
Why?
Just because it was a better game essentially.
Ah.
But now it's coming back. Now it's coming back on current gen consoles.
Mhm. Got it. 31 seconds. Nick, I'm Ray on BioLizard.
I have you. I'm watching right now. I see DLC 1 announcement. Where's DLC 2?
Maybe it's...
I see one by Solo Plays. Steedage.
Maybe that's it, because they showed... I think it's they showed the characters off, they just didn't, like, actually have it as, like, this
yeah.
is the
So
full
like
pack.
I see like Vegeta, Mini, and Glorio.
Do you see Super Saiyan Mini Goku?
I see a thumbnail on one of those videos about it, but
Yeah. So, essentially, they showed off the trailer, right? Or that little,
Okay.
they showed off the little snippet of it. Of the gameplay around the ending, around the time of Daima ending. Okay. So, when they showed that, I hate my life. I hate that fucking hint. When they showed that, they showed the gameplay of Vegeta and Glorio.
I'm watching it right now.
Brother. Alright.
Your energy is still unstable. You need to target the life.
Okay, that didn't really show anything.
Yep.
Yeah, cause like I see Vegeta, you know, mini Vegeta, and he goes Super Saiyan, and he does a headbutt attack,
Yep.
and then I see Glorio, and he just does a fucking purple whip attack
Yep.
and a punch, like a Gallic punch,
Yep.
and then what looks very reminiscent of GT Goku going Super Saiyan.
Those will stop me.
Yep.
I do like the eye flash thing. That I will say that's a nice attention to detail. And then it cuts off.
I already know your
Oh, that actually just happens in the show, where the rubble rises up over his eye when he transforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually just from Daima.
Yeah.
But,
So.
yeah, so that actually, when they were showing the gameplay, like, say for instance, they showed gameplay in Xenoverse as well. And when they showed the gameplay in Xenoverse, people were like, okay, so Xenoverse, which is a, what, fucking 12-year-old game? Why does the character...
Xenoverse 1 or Xenoverse 2?
Xenoverse 2.
Let me confirm that. Xenoverse 2.
I don't remember how old it is. I know it's up there.
It came out initially October 8th, 2016.
Okay. 2016. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
Okay. 9-year-old game. They showed gameplay of some of the Daima units, which I recommend don't looking up because that is definitely a spoiler. And brother, it looks so much better. Like the Vegeta, like you said, the Vegeta headbutts and stuff like that. Did that not look like lifeless as hell?
It did.
Yeah.
I'm curious
Well,
about the Steam reviews.
oh god, of Sparking Zero.
Sparking Zero. Yeah.
You're in for a trip, buddy boy.
Because I'm sure it's gonna be. Oh, I mean, it says very positive, but. Yeah, this is accurate. The game is fun, but disappointed about the lack of content this thing has.
Yeah.
Other than the story, there's nothing else, you know.
Yeah, there's legitimately, like, nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of things that, like, you know, fans were saying, like, oh, what if this is in the game? What if that's in the game? What if this is in the game? What's that in the game? Like, hype. Actual stuff that's in the game, not as hype.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's missing characters. You know?
Oh my god, yeah.
And, like, you're looking back at, like, you know, Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah, like, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 has, in my opinion, and I think you'd agree too, it has more characters overall that are unique versus what we have.
Yep. No,
Now,
like,
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about
miss
the game.
a note at all.
Yeah. I'm not complaining about Sparking Zero, but it's like, not only that, the conversation we had another time was, alright, they're coming out with DLCs, alright? Really? No stage?
No stages. Yeah.
Like,
We can't go to the Red Ribbon Army base.
can't go to the...
You know.
Well, and now it's like Daima. Like, everyone knows Daima takes place in the Demon Realm. So it's like, you're not gonna give us a Demon Realm map? Like, seriously?
That's the thing we talked about too. Is like one of the areas that people really liked, and you know there's movies and there's episodes about it. Is when they're in hell.
Yep. Yeah, especially in Fusion Reborn. Like, Fusion
Yep.
Reborn is that biggest example.
Yeah. It's missing that. It's missing the area where you in the Super Broly movie, you know.
Yeah, they don't have the
Arctic that you
fucking
fight in.
Arctic.
Yep.
Why don't they have the Arctic?
You can't even fight at Master Roshi's house.
You can't destroy Master Roshi's house anymore. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And then, not only that, but then, like, they get, like, real pissy and shit-ass when, like, modders are
Mods.
modding shit
Yep.
in, and it's like, brother, this is what we wanted.
Exactly. Like, you know, we both know about this. So for the people who are watching, spoilers for the story of Sparking Zero.
Oh.
Fucking Gohan Black is so fucking cool.
Yeah, can't play as him.
Can't play as him. Why is that not something you unlock when you beat every story?
Yeah, that would be an amazing unlockable. It's like,
Like,
hey,
obviously, don't put him in the store because then, like, if you look in the store, it's like, oh,
who's
well,
that? Like, why does Gohan have that gi?
exactly.
Okay,
Have it be an unlockable thing when you beat every story.
okay, another thing. And this is a big complaint I hear a lot. Fucking Gohan in the BoJack movies costume is in
Yep.
the files. Why the fuck can't we wear it?
It's literally, like, the best outfit for Teen Gohan.
Yeah, if not...
People will say, you know, purple, you know, the demon cloak
The
and
classic
shoulder
purple gi,
pads.
yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, that looks great on him. But from the BoJack movie,
Yeah.
that outfit is so fucking good.
It's so nice on Gohan, too. Because the thing is,
Yeah.
the interesting thing about, like, Teen Gohan is, in the series, he does not wear his father's gi. Like, ever. Also, I'm so upset. I messed up literally a part I never mess up.
I'm watching. That's all. Sad. Yeah. So
upsetting.
we don't have the BoJack outfit. The outfit for Kid Gohan, where he's in his like the traditional outfit that he
Oh,
wears
wait.
in
Yeah.
the Raditz outfit, you know, like when he headbutts Raditz.
Yeah.
When he had the Dragon Ball hat. That's not in it either.
Also, another weird, like, fuck. I don't know if this is a weird complaint or not, but I think I mentioned this too. Why the fuck the Gohan, like the Kid Gohan that we have, why is the fucking profile picture for that Kid Gohan not, like, the long hair Saiyan Saga Kid Gohan? Why is it the Namek Gohan that has the dumbass
It is
bowl
Namek
cut?
Gohan. It's bowl cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
why?
it's bowl cut. Why the fuck do they have bowl cut? Like, I can't name 3 people that like the bowl cut on Gohan. No one likes the bowl cut on Gohan. Don't get me wrong. Gohan does a really...
Gohan doesn't like the bowl cut.
On Gohan! Like, brother! What are they doing?
No, it's like with the characters that they're missing out on, you know.
Pycon.
Obviously, there's Pycon. We'll start from the beginning. We'll start with Dragon Ball.
Ader.
You got Ader. You got Grandpa Gohan. You have Nam. You have General Tao. You have
King Piccolo.
King, actual Demon King Piccolo.
Yup.
Which, you know, they could actually do a transformation with him, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and do it justice.
Yup. Because
else?
the Sparking Zero style is really fucking nice.
Was it General Blue? Is that the dude's
Are you talking about the guy that does the psychic shit?
name? The blonde dude. The fucking...
Yes, that's General Blue. Yeah, that's General
Yeah.
Blue.
He's not in it.
Nope.
Um,
Oh, well, I know this character's not in it, but I know why she's not in it. Arale.
Raleigh, yeah. I mean, I would love Raleigh too because she was a niche character, you know. That's
I
why
agree.
like that.
She's so stupid. She's so funny.
And she's also pretty good in Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
I thought I fucked myself there by freezing the platform, but I didn't. We're good. We're safe.
There you go.
Yeah, no, she
and
was
then-
definitely unique. Like, honestly, well, I'm still happy at least because, what is it? The characters they did add. The one character they have in the game that, you know, some people weren't expecting, but I was so happy to see was Tapion. I fucking love Tapion.
He's just super cool.
He's so
awesome.
cool. I honestly wish they had that whole thing of how, like, Future Trunks actually got his sword was canon, that he got it from fucking Tapion.
Yeah. He just shows up with it.
Yeah,
That's something that, like, I kind of had an issue with, but it wasn't didn't really bother me too much was the way they did like the story cutscenes.
What, in Sparking Zero?
Sparking Zero, yeah, where like majority of it was just like panels.
Yeah, it was.
Like when they did the actual cutscenes, when it was like actual like and you can
Oh,
go
yeah.
into either first person or not.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, no,
It was
those
awesome.
looked great. But like, the rest was just kind of like, really?
Yeah. Like Kakarot did it perfectly
Oh my. Okay, so
because you have a mix of the cutscenes that are basically live action, and then how I would describe it is like the JRPG like Yakuza type, where it's like
yes,
they're still talking and stuff, but it's a text box and it's just like not as animated.
yes.
I feel like
I can
if they did
100%
that
agree
with
with that.
Sparking Zero, if they did it with Sparking Zero, not only would the game be probably just a bit longer because now you're having you're having more cutscenes and more dialogue instead of just skipping, but it's just quality right there.
Yeah, it's So, in all honesty, now here's my question: are you a quantity versus quality type of guy, or are you a quality versus quantity type of guy? Because I'm quality versus quantity. Like, if I
Yeah, I
want
think-
something, I want it done right, and I want it done the first time correctly.
Right. That's why I agree with that because it's the same. But it's like a delayed game will eventually be good. A rushed game is forever bad.
Exactly.
I can think of many games that were pushed back because they weren't ready yet, and when they got pushed back and they got released, more than likely they were really good. And I say this for my experience. For example, The Last of Us. The Last of Us got pushed back from I think fall of the year it came out till spring the following year, and I was like, damn, that sucks. But then when it came out, it's like, all right, this was it's a perfect game almost. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am also quality over quantity. I just think the quality of Sparking Zero could have definitely been improved between the. If they did the cutscenes more like a JRPG, where it's a mix of like, text box dialogue that is voiced.
Also,
And
they kind of
actual-
dropped the ball with custom battles.
They did. I thought it's something that was kind of annoying too, was trying to get the what if scenarios to pop, because it's like,
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that. Alright, now here's the question. Will I get cucked by spikes? Absolutely. Fucking knew it.
if they kept the story the same, like just straight story how it normally is,
Mm-hmm.
and they made what ifs and custom battles its own thing, its own like separate game mode, and you get to see the story play out in like different ones. Like, all right, this is the story of what would happen if Goku didn't die
Saiyan Saga.
yeah, Saiyan Saga, or like all the what ifs.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Maybe if they put that as like a separate game mode, separate from the main story of Dragon Ball Z,
Mm-hmm.
that probably would have been more fleshed out than like, oh, you're in the fight versus Jason Burger, but you can only get the what if you deflect Jace's crush ball attack.
Okay, can I just say, that fucking what if was so fucking annoying to actually get.
First time playing the game, I didn't know how to deflect a fucking super attack.
Yeah, also, why would you even think about, like, oh, the one thing you have to do is deflect a crusher ball? Like, Goku doesn't get hit by one in the anime, so what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Doing that is the way of the normal story.
Yeah. Which is like, what the fuck?
Because he deflects the crusher ball and then he runs away and then he fights Burger. Like this is how Sparking Zero did it.
Mm-hmm.
You deflect this, you deflect it. Jai's like, oh shit, I don't like this, and he flees. And then you fight Burger, and then Goku beats up Burger like he does in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vegeta runs into Jaice and murders
Jice.
him.
Fuck.
Yeah, Australian Saiyan.
Yeah.
Not saying fucking.
How'd you know that? Australian Hulu.
Yeah, Australian Hulu. Yeah, and then in the anime, you know, Vegeta runs to Jaice and fucking murders him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the way that they just do this, you know, like beat a certain enemy within like if this was a separate game mode, like a challenge mode, it's like, all right, beat Zamasu in under 1 minute. So
I knew why you fucking
happens.
mentioned that one.
To see what happens. That's fine. Do it that way, but don't have it where I have to load into the main story and go all the way to the end of a certain person's campaign to keep trying to do this thing, and if I mess up, it just goes through to the normal ending.
Yeah, like
It's
what the
it's
fuck?
just monotonous. It's just monotonous at that point. I just don't want to do it. Like, yeah, I want to see what happens when, you know, you beat Zamasu in under a minute, but if I mess up, I don't know that I messed up because I didn't know I was supposed to do that unless I read the optional objective.
Well, mind you, the optional objective doesn't normally tell you either. It's question mark, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, the game doesn't tell you when you're first playing it through, and you can't get it unless you're playing on a regular difficulty. If you play on easy, you can't get the alternate endings.
Not only that, but also, say for instance, if you remember when they first did the direct for Sparking Zero, they're like, oh yeah, you'll be able to tell like the difference between like the what ifs as long as you know the story. And it's like, okay, well if you say, hey Piccolo, help me out, you get the other ending. But if you get Krillin to help you out instead, you get like the what if. So explain that. Or wait, no, other way around. You get the what if.
No. You get the what if. No, it is a different. So it's weird because the Krillin one, it doesn't change anything.
That's right. No, the Krillin one doesn't change anything. It's like what you do actually like in the battle itself, and it's like, but Krillin wasn't there, so why is that not changing the battle whatsoever? Like, what?
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense, and doesn't add up either, because it's like Krillin wasn't there.
No. He was with Bulma and Roshi.
Yeah, Krillin did not go with Goku. So why is that the one that doesn't change anything, but when you go with Piccolo, you get the, it's like, congrats, you got the what if. It's like, what? Because what I first did is I was like, hey, I'm gonna go with Piccolo. Because, you know, I'll get the normal thing first, you know, and just do how, like, you know, people normally play the game. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, wait, this is literally just the fucking story of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, no, wait, no, sorry. It's like, I did the Piccolo one, and as I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, yeah, not doing the what if or anything. I'm now currently at the part where I'm fighting Raditz, and I beat Raditz, and I'm like, oh.
You beat Raditz, and that's the what if.
Yeah, and it's like, excuse me? Like, Raditz was not hard to beat.
No.
And then it's like, oh, okay, so I was like, damn, so if that's one what if, I wonder if there's multiple. So, you know, I go to the Krillin one, and I'm like, alright, so because Krillin's not there, there should be a what if, right? No. There's no fucking what
if Piccolo's not there should be a what if, you know, like how does Krillin, like, has he destructed this Raditz while, you know, Goku has him in the full Nelson? No.
No. He just, like, nothing fucking happens. It's like, then why make it a choice? Like,
I agree. Like, there's some what ifs that they did, and it's great. You know?
Gohan Black, hands down, is the best what if.
Gohan Black is great. You know, I said this before, I'll say it again. They did Vegeta super dirty in the story because they gave him one of the shorter stories.
They only gave him to Majin Buu Saga, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, like
you go from the, I think you gotta start when he arrives on Earth or Namek. It's one or the other.
I would say Namek makes most sense. Or no, maybe Earth.
I forget which one it is. I actually think it might be Namek because I think I think the first fight is with Dodoria.
Okay.
It might be. I would have to double check that. And he, you know, he had the one where, you know, what if he resisted the influence of the Majin,
Yeah.
you know?
Which it was just like,
And it's just like, oh, you just eliminate, you know, Babidi and Majin Buu doesn't get resurrected. Okay,
yeah.
cool. And then it ends. You don't even go to Super.
Which is so strange because this entire time, and when we were talking about it as well, it was like they were emphasizing this is Sparking Zero, yes, but it's super more based than anything. So why the fuck didn't you give Vegeta any super things?
Dude, there's also not like for people who are we were talking about this earlier, people who are really big fans of Z Broly. There's nothing with Z Broly. There's nothing with the movie characters at all.
Yeah.
There's no small arcs with like Bojack or Garlic or Janemba.
Bro, there's nothing with
or-
Super Broly.
Or yeah, there's nothing. And no, they did do the one. They did an event with Super Broly.
That doesn't no. Don't
doesn't
even
count.
don't even give him credit.
It doesn't even count.
No,
That's all they
doesn't
showed
count.
for it. They didn't do any arc for the movies or anything.
Man is literally on the front cover, doesn't even get his own arc. Like, doesn't even get his own story.
Dude, you have Super Janemba and Broly in the intro cutscene, which by the way was a fire cutscene because it's very reminiscent of the Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah.
Intro.
Yeah, it's the, Super Survivor. That's it.
Yeah,
Fucking
because you
banger
have-
track.
Yeah, it's a great track, and you know you have the super villains against the superheroes essentially.
Yep,
Because you
because
have
it was
the
Ultimate
strongest-
Gohan, Super Saiyan 3
Ultimate Gohan.
Gotenks, and Gogeta. And
Yeah.
that's when the very first Gogeta versus Broly thing happened.
Yep, and then it was Broly, Frieza, Cell,
Boo.
and Boo. And I think that was it. I don't even think Janemba was in that.
Janemba was
I'm
in
gonna
it.
watch it.
Janemba was in it.
I'm gonna watch the
Wait, are you talking about the Sparking Zero or you're talking about Super Saiyan? The
Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Bukai Tenkaichi 3. Janemba's definitely in it. I can tell you that right now.
BT3 intro.
Ba, ba, na, 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 na.
Oh yeah, Sparking Meteor.
Yeah, Sparking Meteor, which is the name in Japan.
yeah, now I remember Janemba. Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna watch it in English because the English version is
Does it have the lyrics?
I just here we go. English for PS2.
I'll say, I really, like, don't get me wrong, the, like, normal song is great,
The song's
but
the
the
song's great, I just want-
the vocal song, brother. Peak Dragon Ball. People join a Sonic stream, hear people talking about Dragon Ball. Listen, if you're a fan of Sonic, you're a fan of Dragon Ball. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
it's Fat Boo too.
Yeah, it's Fat Boo.
Thanks.
Yep. Because Gotenks is laying on a cloud when Fat Boo flies by.
Yep. Gohan vs Janemba.
Yep.
Broly vs Vegeta.
Yep. And then they fuse into Gogeta
Yep.
when he gets kicked back.
Chaos control.
Like, you want to talk
Why
about fucking peak?
I thought Cell was in this too.
No.
Huh.
Is Frieza even in it?
No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was just, what? Janemba?
It's
Broly.
everyone from it's everything from Boo arc and beyond.
Yeah, because Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was focusing mostly on the new stuff. Which, around that time,
Yeah.
was that in GT.
Was the movies. Yeah.
Which, Super Saiyan 4 broken. Yeah. Shocking.
This is the one game that you don't skip the intro no matter what.
Yeah.
Agreed.
fucking agreed.
And now I get to watch the Sparking Zero intro.
The Sparking Zero intro is really nice, but in my opinion, it
Oh.
holds fucking not even a candle to Peak.
And pick up movie by IGN. Here we go.
Okay, let me go get my key. A key.
Great song too.
The Spark. Isn't it the Dragon Ball Super opening?
Yes.
Yeah. So the one
It's opening.
it's opening 2. It's
Yeah, opening 2.
Tengen Toppan Survivor.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah, really good. Only issue I have is I was really looking forward to their custom song.
That's right. You know what? I will say I agree with you in that. You know.
So looking forward to it. Didn't get it. Was like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah. This intro has for the villain. You have Jiren.
Which he's
Oh,
barely a fucking villain, brother.
He's not even a villain. Honestly
He's an
a rival.
antagonist at
He's a
best.
rival.
Yeah.
Yeah. He pushed Goku beyond anyone else could.
Yeah, he pushed Goku, he pushed Vegeta. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, makes sense. Is Broly in the intro? Broly's in the intro, right?
Yeah, Goku Black's in it.
Is it Goku Black and Zamasu, right?
I believe Zamasu as well, but I'm going in order. So it's Jiren, then Rose, then Baby,
Yup.
then Frieza,
Yup.
and then Broly.
No Cell. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's Super Trunks and there's Vegeta. Vegeta and Baby fighting. Makes sense. Trunks and Rose fighting, and then Ultimate Gohan kicks him in the face,
Yup.
and then Frieza goes to shoot him, and then Trunks punches him in the. And then Jiren and Broly are fighting,
Yup.
which I won't lie, I would love to see that fight because you have someone who is so calm-minded when fighting.
Versus someone that's so reckless.
Yeah,
Other than Goku.
yeah.
Like,
And then Goku goes Ultra Instinct.
yup.
Yeah. No Cell, no Zamasu.
I could have sworn for the Goku Black thing, it was Goku Black and Zamasu. There's no Zamasu?
No, it's literally in this intro. It's Jiren for the antagonist slash villains.
Mhm.
It's Jiren, Super Broly, Rose, Goku, Baby, and Frieza.
Okay.
Not even Golden Frieza.
No, it's just normal Frieza, but
It,
it's
Yeah.
Final Form Frieza that goes into Hello Monkeys Frieza, so it's like, you know, whatever. God damn it, I killed myself. I jumped too far. Me when I jump too far. Me when they ask me, can I swim, and I say no. Yes. Alright, I'm so in there. No. Oh my god.
I feel like because if they wanted to do stuff that's modern, you know, 'cause that's what you know.
Yeah, they
Spark
wanted to
Series
cover
would be about.
Super for the most part. Like that's like that's what that entire thing was going for, and I'm like, hey, I get it.
I wouldn't have put Janemba in there.
Yeah.
You know who I would have put in there?
Who?
Cell Max.
Yeah. And then, well, you know the reason why they didn't put Cell Max. He's DLC.
I know he's DLC.
But I know he's literally like fucking brand.
They like Cell Max, you know, Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, and you know Gamma 1-2 definitely could have came out when the game came out.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like, what they should
Yeah.
have done, honestly, is they should have had superhero content be base game, then having the Diamond DLC is perfectly fine. I am
Yep.
completely okay with that. That makes 100% sense because, you know, the anime is just airing. So that makes a lot of sense for why they would do that. But then it's like, you could have like a returning characters pack. And then that's when you give us like Pycon, Ader, Arale. What?
So, because we mentioned Kakarot earlier,
Yes.
and you know, its first 2 DLCs were really bad.
Oh my god, yeah, they were awful. It should have been. Isn't the whole thing that they were awful and everyone said they should have been main game?
It's not even that it should have been main game, because all it is just grinding training. It's just super training, essentially. Because it just increase like, you have to like, I think all it was just training to get to a certain level, and then you fight Beerus or Whis or whatever. Like, it wasn't like actually like content.
Brother, what?
And then the next 2 DLCs that follow were peak.
Yeah, which was the
Yeah.
history of Trunks and Bardock, right?
Yeah.
And then
You
the
have-
Bardock one had a side one where you could actually, what, you played as Vegeta? Right? Am I wrong?
I do not remember. But it's just, they did that so well, and then, you know, you have Future Gohan cutscene.
Yeah. The
I'm
future
over here.
Gohan cutscene?
They did it so good.
Bro, they did it so
good.
well.
I want to know, because Kakarot is a great game, and I think they could have done more with it.
Mhm.
Because
Agreed.
if they, because the game it followed mostly Gohan. Like, yeah, it's called Kakarot, but like, you are like playing a lot of Gohan.
I'll be honest, so I didn't play Kakarot. I could not get into the gameplay style of it. Just was not a fan.
I think we mentioned that.
Yeah, like, so even when I was working at GameStop, and people are like, what would you recommend? And I went, in all honesty, I don't like the gameplay. However, I know a lot of people do, which is Kakarot. That's the entire story of Dragon Ball. So if you want to learn Dragon Ball, go for that. However, if you want my own opinion, I recommend Xenoverse for a more colorized way of doing it. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, so essentially in Xenoverse, you can make your own Saiyan, Frost Demon, whatever have you. And with that, you get to be your own custom character. Like, you know how you always wanted to be in the Dragon Ball universe? And if you say no and you're buying a Dragon Ball game, you're lying to yourself?
What do you mean? There was what was it? Ultimate Tenkaichi?
Jesus.
I think that's the game where you can make your own character.
I know what you're talking about.
Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Alright, so Shadow lost all momentum for some reason.
Or yeah, you can create a fighter, and it is this game.
Yes, and Ultimate Tenkaichi was a huge fucking flop.
Yeah, it was not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kakarot, like, yeah, it's called, it's called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and it's following the story of, Goku from, it starts at, right before Raditz shows up.
Yep.
That's where the game starts, and the story ends, at Boo.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the main story ends at Boo, and then they added the 2 DLC for,
You think you can stop me?
let me actually look at the actual names.
Okay, actually, you know what I don't get? What is with everything acting like Super is new content?
It's not.
I know.
Wait a second, hold on a second. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So,
There we go. Beep, 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 beep.
Content for this game. Here it is. Oh.
I get to be
did not know
cinematic.
this.
Let's go. What?
They released Daima content for Kakarot.
Yes, I did know that.
I had no idea.
It looks really good.
All right, well that answers that for me. So yeah, when the game first came out, it had it was the New Power Awakens, which was parts 1 and 2, and it was, I believe it increased the level cap, and you just do a lot of super training to do basically a bullshit fight with Beerus and Whis on their planet. And I think it was the same thing for Resurrection.
No, you
yeah,
fight Frieza. Well, you actually do fight what? Well, Golden Frieza. Then you unlock Super Saiyan Blue.
Reach higher locations.
Yeah, but it was like a huge grind to get to that because you had to get to a certain power level, and grinding in that game and end game is really not great. So it just wasn't.
Now, Turner, did you play the game?
Yeah, I played through the whole game.
Would you say if someone wants to experience Dragon Ball to go through Kakarot?
I would say yes, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's definitely, it's a long game. So,
I know there's a lot of like Easter eggs too. Like, say for instance, you can actually find where launch has been this entire time.
yeah, so there's a lot. So it's fun because there's a lot of like JRPG side quests that reference
All right.
essentially filler episodes from the show,
Yeah.
and it's super cool. And I enjoyed that. And then like they start implementing more of time patrol stuff in the game too.
In Kakarot?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
because you start seeing villains resurrected that are more powerful in different areas of the map that you get to explore. Like, oh, there's a really powerful red, and I think Toa, or is it
Mira?
Mira shows up. And it's
Mira's in
like, oh,
Kakarot?
I was like, this game is going places. I'm very certain. Let's see. Yes. Yes, he
What
is.
the fuck? Wait, don't get me wrong, Mira is a really cool character. I like Mira a lot. Yet again, I just like the time patrollers in general. Like, I think it's a cool concept. I really wish they went more of a route like Super Giant Ball Heroes with a lot of stuff, but that's just me. I know there are a lot of people that don't care for Super Giant Ball Heroes.
But yeah, Mira and Toa are a essentially final boss encounter in the main game. After you do like a bunch of stuff in like the open world, which I think was super cool because they hinted that after the game.
Huh.
It's like, oh, there's more stuff to do.
Yeah, there's more awaiting you.
Yeah. So that was super cool. And that was the end of the main game. And then after that,
Oh, fuck.
like I said, you have the New Power Awakens set, which was the grinding the level
Ow.
caps, grinding the level caps to get the new transformations and super attacks. Which again, I wasn't really a fan of when it came to this. Yeah, this guy. Hey kids, you like grinding for 5 hours, sitting in a pause menu, repeatedly pressing the same buttons over and over again to level someone up? You
No!
like fighting OP and unfair bosses that reach out you even though you've reached max level, and even after you beat them, there's no actual reward, no achievements, no special item, no cool cutscene, etc. Since you already reached max level, you like paying $10 for 10 minutes of actual gameplay that's not just repeatedly grinding the same missions over and over again? You like having DLCs that this guy just goes on. Like,
Jesus.
it's not like the first 2 DLC was not that great, and then the Warrior of Hope DLC came out.
And that was the Trunks.
And yeah, that was Future Trunks. That was the Future Trunks arc with Gohan, and it was amazing. And then right after that was Bardock, Alone Against Fate, and that was just a really cool story arc for fans of Bardock.
Alright. This is the ultimate power.
I love that I fucked
Well-
up a simple thing.
And they also added the 23rd World Tournament.
Yes, I did. Okay, I watched someone actually play through that entire one. Honestly, World Tournament was really cool.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
well
like I
done.
said, the game mainly follows. You play a lot like in the beginning of the game. You know, after spoiler, Goku dies with Raditz. The game starts with you as Gohan doing the training with Piccolo. So, and doing that, and like you do that, and you're training for the arrival of the Saiyans.
And then what, when it comes to, like, the Saiyans, do you fight, like, the Cybermen? Like, what do you do?
You
Like,
fight
when
the
it comes to
Sidemen
Saiyan Saga.
because you play as Piccolo as well. You play as the playable characters are Gohan, Piccolo, Goku,
Vegeta Trunks.
Vegeta, and Trunks. Yes. Then you have the support characters like Krillin and Yamcha and Tien. But the game, most of the gameplay is following like Gohan because
Goku's gone or dead.
Goku's gone or dead. So, you know, and when you get to like, and there's also, and they split between like you're doing like stuff with Goku, you know, like the training or whatever, or you know, Gohan and like Krillin are exploring Namek or whatever, or Gohan and Videl and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot like, and then you also have all the side quests, which is basically, like I said, the spin-off episodes.
Mhm.
So it's honestly more of a Gohan game than a Goku game. And then the other DLC after 23rd World Tournament is Goku depicting Goku's long-awaited battle with Oob.
Yeah, that's how the game ends, right?
The final, well, this is the final episode of the Dragon Ball Z anime depicting Goku's long-awaited battle with Oob. And then right after, and that was the second to last DLC. The last DLC was the Daima Adventure Through Demon Realm.
That's right, and then that one that DLC also has Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, where he's doing his Gallic Gun, and in the middle of his Gallic Gun, he's like, oh fuck, I'm losing, and does Final Flash in the middle of his Gallic Gun.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking cool.
But there is one thing I think this game should have, if it's gonna be like doing all this content with both Dragon Ball Z and Super, as it did, and it's missing it, is, which we already talked about, is the Super Broly movie.
Yeah.
It would look so good in this game.
Yeah. Agreed. See, I'm really happy the way that Xenoverse handles its DLCs. I know it may like sound real weird to a lot of people, but I love the way that, like, say for instance, for 90% of Xenoverse stuff, if you really like look at it and stuff, it's cutscenes, but it's a little story. It's like when you get a character pack, there's also a little story attached to like why you are getting these characters in particular.
Yep.
Like the Jiren versus Broly that you have in that one pack when they added base Gogeta that transforms into Super Gogeta.
Alright.
So, like, they have stuff. And the issue also is, I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, I know a lot of people just say this in general, where's the manga stuff? They don't have the rights to it. That is literally the only reason why a lot of, like, Dragon Ball like Bandai Namco and everything else like that, they don't have the rights to the manga. They may be Bandai Namco and everything, sure, but like that doesn't mean they have the rights to everything. And that's what a lot of people forget.
Right.
Because if you don't have the rights to what you are trying to sell, well, you're not going to be able to make money on that. Damn, I fucked up that jump. That's fine. I lost like 6 seconds at best.
But
I
it is.
figured that out.
It is crazy that. Let's see.
Okay.
The movie came out in 2000. The Broly movie came out in 2018.
Yes.
We have gotten, like, I guess Xenoverse is the only thing that I guess did something with the content.
I think you're right. Well, other than, of course, like, you know, the mobile games.
Right. Of course, you know, like Dokkan, yeah.
Oh my god, Dokkan. Dokkan sucks the Broly movie's cock so much. Oh my god.
But, you know, after that, we've had Kakarot and now Sparking Zero, and there's just been nothing to, you know, give love to this movie.
Yeah, it's... Okay, so, in my opinion, what they should do is either come up with an update that does this, or... I don't know, for, like, whenever they do, like, another Sparking Zero, if you know, God, if they ever do, again, right? They should make it that each of them, like, the main movies in the timeline have a part. Like, say, for instance, we have Golden Frieza versus Gohan.
Yep.
Which, that was a cool what if. That led into the Goku Black.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also, like, weird that we didn't have an actual, like, you know, an archipelago that was like what was in Resurrection F.
Correct.
Like, the amount of stages that we actually don't have in the game is kind of criminal.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, like, they know that'll make them money. So why do they hate money?
I don't know. It's crazy. There's just a lot missing.
There's so much missing, and even if it's like, hey, they come out with... What they should really do, right? For the, you know, the people that bought the collector's edition that has all DLCs, that's fine and all, right? For an update, they should come out with more stages. And then, for the people, like, you know, for the DLCs, they should just add stages in. Like I said, for Daima, for fuck's sake, add a Demon Realm. Like...
Daima added Demon Realm, superheroes add
the Red Ribbon Army base.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
Red Ribbon
Xenoverse
Army
did
base.
it. Like, seriously?
Literally, Red Ribbon Army base, the Forest/Gohan's house, because it's basically the same area.
Yep.
You know?
Like, imagine fighting on that, like, little archipelago where Gohan was, or where Pan was getting trained by Piccolo, and Piccolo fought Gamma too. Like, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And mind you, it's just, like, it looks a little different than, like, Island and stuff, but at the same time, it's different. People want variety.
That would also work in Kakarot too, because like I said, the game follows, like, mainly Gohan.
You know what? Does Kakarot even... Wait, no, Kakarot hasn't covered any of the movies. Other than Resurrection F and Battle of Gods. Which...
Right.
Okay, so I watch... Hydrate. I fucking hate you, Joseph. Hold up. You suck! You know I'm fucking speedrunning! Why would you do this? I know you know! I'm gonna beat his fucking ass. Nope. Yeah, let me tuck that so I can beat the shit out of Nephilis. Thank you.
Yeah, no, the only movie stuff that they did is, like you said, is Battle of the Gods and,
And do you remember Battle of the Gods too well?
talking about the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
I mean, like mainly, you know, the fights. I haven't watched it
Now,
since.
which fight? Are you talking about, like, Goku versus Beerus?
Beers? Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to know... So, like I said, I watch a podcast. They're called Key Moments. And one of them is my favorite Dokkan tubers, and another one is another one of my favorite, like, Dragon Ball tubers. And they were covering Battle of Gods, because people were asking them to cover it. So they're like, okay, we'll cover it. And honestly, Battle of Gods, I think, has the least amount of fights in, like, almost any Dragon Ball thing. Because, sure, Goku fights Beerus, like, when he's on King Kai's planet. Like, yeah, that's definitely a thing.
That's not really a fight, though.
Okay, but get this. Do you know how, like, you know, Goten and Trunks transform into Gotenks to fight Beerus, like, in the movie?
Yeah.
And how they just get flipped away? The Dragon Ball Wiki counts as a full fight.
Full fight.
Yes. In technicality, for that movie, there are, I think, 9 or 10 fights. And, no, I want to see if you can name them. What do you think they consider a fight?
So, you're gonna make me look this up because I'm not gonna be able to tell you 9 fights because I don't count because I count the Goku and Beerus on King Kai's planet as like a spar. Beerus is kind of engaging him.
Yeah, because, like, when you think of a fight, it's like there's one victor. Well, obviously, you know, a fight is one victor, one loser. Duh. But, like, a actual fight, not a I flick you in the head, done.
Yeah.
But, they were saying that essentially the movie is overrated. And after rewatching it myself, I agree. It's, like, don't get me wrong. It did a lot for the franchise, because it was like, oh my god, Dragon Ball is returning. This is amazing. This is incredible. And I won't, like, disagree with that. However, I think we all have to look at it in a new light. That's like, okay, Whis and Beerus have been here for a while. How is this movie as, like, an actual Dragon Ball movie? And the answer won't shock you. It's just okay. Like,
yeah.
Nick, there are some people that put Broly, Broly and Superhero below Battle of Gods.
Nothing can stop me from reaching that eye.
See, I don't understand that because the only thing I take from Battle of Gods is Goku getting his transformation into his god form, and then fights Beerus, powers down, goes mental in the English.
I will not let you destroy my world.
Goes fucking sicko mode, and fights him as Super Saiyan into space, and loses. And that's all I took from the movie.
Yeah.
That's it. I will agree that that movie would be considered overrated, like 100%, because there are other movies that have more content and straight up more interesting fights.
Now, you're a Vegeta guy, right?
Of course.
What do you think of the My Bulma scene?
It's alright. It's cool. You know, it's just like, you know, it's what happens to him. You know, someone close to him gets, you know, whether it was Trunks with Cell, or, you know, with Bulma getting fucking
bitch slapped by a god.
Yeah, like, obviously that is gonna trigger him because that's just how Vegeta is now, how he's grown to be.
Yep, to actually care about his family.
Yeah, so...
And here comes the cutscene.
But, you know, it was cool, you know, he kind of fucking, he went ape shit, and he was beating up Beerus, if you want to call it that. But, again, it's like, it's alright.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's aight.
Yeah, like, it's just kind of content, you know?
Content is content.
The movie, like, you know, Battle of the Gods, that's the name of the movie, but like, it's really just a lot of just filler leading up to what everyone's kind of waiting for, is Goku fighting Beerus.
Yep.
And that fight is, let's see how long that fight is. I guess between 16 to 20 minutes. But that's also, you know, it's not, it's, you know, it's fighting in dialogue and like stuff like that, so.
Yeah, like the full fight, I think, is only. Oh fuck.
So the fight actually starts at like 3 minutes in this video. So 3 minutes up until Goku loses. So it's a 12-minute fight.
Yeah.
And the movie is an hour 45.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not including, you know, that's including the credits and stuff. So yeah, it's mid, I would say at best, because the fight of Beerus and Goku is entertaining. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's literally, it's like, is it worth all the build-up?
No.
I don't think so. It's, you know, I can't say it is.
I can easily say I don't think it is.
Yeah, because then you compare that because
To Broly.
to Broly,
How long's that fight? Hmm?
it's the whole movie.
Yep. Well,
Like,
other than the
I
very
would-
beginning and stuff, but like,
Yeah, like the first like what, like 45 minutes,
yeah.
I would say, is like backstory and how they got to where they are to like now in present super timeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
which is what we needed for the new Broly story.
Yep.
So they did that well, and then, you know, now you have this, and they have like the little fucking gags of like why Bulma wants to use her wish with Shenron to age
Make herself younger. No, that's
Yeah, make herself-
that is that's
or was that
superhero.
superheroes? Oh no, what was it? Because I know Frieza, it was his height by 1
Yes.
inch.
Oh wait, yeah. No, you are right. You are right. Yeah, Bulma wants to use the Dragon Balls. Because she had because they were looking for the last Dragon Ball Frieza's men were at the time, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Frieza's men were looking for it because Frieza wanted to make himself taller in his base form by 5 centimeters.
Oh yeah, 5 centimeters. Yeah.
Not 5
So-
inches, because 5 inches is too noticeable.
Right. Thank you, Joseph. We are. We've been talking about Dragon Ball since the stream started. Well, the stream started with Metal Gear
Metal Gear,
Solid,
yeah.
and then now it's been Dragon Ball. But yeah, after that, and which is also, it's engaging because, you know, we're learning about the new story of Broly.
Yeah.
You know. And the fight, which is amazing because you got Broly versus Vegeta, and then immediately after tags him in, Broly versus Goku.
Yep.
Immediately after, they both tag out, and now he's fighting Frieza.
Frieza getting the shit kicked out of him for an hour and a half is
Yeah.
because people are like saying like, what are you talking about? He's getting kicked, like, he's getting his shit kicked in for like only like 30-ish minutes. It's like, no, you don't get it.
They fucked up the first time.
They fucked up the second time.
Yep.
That transformation
Well,
takes 30 minutes, brother.
Yeah, 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes later, and then he got transformed, and then so like roughly above an hour.
So it's around an hour. It's around an hour. Frieza was getting his fucking ass beaten by Broly, which
Yep.
is hilarious.
And then we get Gogeta, then Blue Gogeta fighting Broly, and that was amazing.
Yeah, we get what people have been wanting for years, which was who would win in a fight, Gogeta or Broly.
And obviously,
It's fucking Gogeta.
it's Gogeta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Okay, so I will say this till the cows come home about this part, and I may be a little bit of a Gogeta fanboy, but
I know you love Vegito.
huh?
Don't you love Vegito?
No, I'm a Gogeta.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were Vegito.
I like Vegito.
Oh, all right, brother. Okay,
Yeah,
so go. So
Fine.
yeah, fine then. So Gogeta, the big thing about him, I'd say, is he didn't do the Big Bang Kamehameha.
No, he just did a really strong
Kamehameha. And when people were having the debate, you know, at the time, like, who's stronger, Vegito, Gogeta, whatever, blah, 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 I said, in technicality, we never saw Blue Gogeta at his strongest, and they are like, what are you talking about? And yes, we did, and I went, no, we didn't. Gogeta did a full power Kamehameha. That's not a Big Bang Kamehameha.
He just did a regular Kamehameha and it missed.
Yeah. Imagine that fucker hit.
Yeah. He was already, Broly was already getting rinsed.
Yes.
Like once, you know, Blue Gogeta got into his groove and like was like figuring it out, because this was like, what, the first time they did it in like.
They've never fused that way.
Right, because it's a different, yes. So they've never fused this way before, because they had the Potara from Majin Buu. Yeah, so this is the first time they've done it.
Oh, God damn
So
it.
they figure it out and they start beating the shit, because you know their fight is going so hard that it's fucking up the space-time continuum.
Yep.
Which I thought was so fucking cool.
That's so dope. Also, I fucked up this part already.
That's okay. You're almost done.
Yeah, I'm so close.
No, that movie did so good, and then yeah, and then of course superheroes. You know, it's just super entertaining.
Oh, yeah. For now. Again, for now.
I mean, I think what was rough about the gods was just, I guess you could say, wasn't enough new stuff.
There was
Like, yeah.
well, don't get me wrong, there was a bunch of new stuff. Like, we got introduced to Whis, Beerus, we now know there's a bunch of different universes. Like, don't get me wrong, they introduced stuff. And it made the model for Super what it is today. So it's like,
Yeah.
you can't, you know, you can't deny, like, that fact, and I never have. The just fact of the matter of, it's now all over, and overall speaking, like, not only that, but think about how much they actually use God transformation, not Blue, I'm talking about Red,
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah.
You can
never-
count on one hand.
Yeah.
Goku doesn't, in the manga, Goku uses it against Hit. Because Goku is the first one in the tournament of Universe 6 versus Universe 7
Tournament
that
of foods is what my buddy calls it.
tournament of what?
The foods.
The foods? You know what?
Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah. It literally, like, they used God form twice in
Yep.
In the movie, in Super Broly. Because Vegeta went God, and then Goku went God.
Yep.
And that's, you're getting to the halfway point of how many times Super has, like, the anime has used it
Yep.
in all of Super. And the way they did it, the way they did it in the movie is really cool too, because they literally just gradually went up from,
Oh, fuck.
you know, base form to Saiyan to
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 2, and then.
Wait, you mean in the Broly movie?
Yeah.
Oh, they never went Super Saiyan 2.
I thought like during the fight as Super Saiyan they like said he evolved, I guess. To,
They stayed base Saiyan.
Okay, so it's base Saiyan into God.
God.
Yeah,
Into Blue.
in blue.
You know how you know
Goku.
there was no 2? There was no little Zippy Zips.
See, that's what I'm trying to remember if I'm misremembering it or not. If there was little zippy zips.
There were no Zappy Zaps.
Yeah. But still, it was just, you know, And Golden Frieza, of course.
Yep. This is a Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, fucking.
This is a Super Duper Saiyan. And this is to go even further beyond. I call this Super D Duper Saiyan. That sounds stupid. I'm just gonna call them Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3. You're boring.
Yeah. I mean, we've already talked about how. You and I have talked about how Super Saiyan 3 is just.
Literally the most useless form.
There's only one thing that people say that's cool about Super Saiyan 3.
And it's
And
Dragon
we've talked
Fist.
about this, and it's Dragon Fist.
That's not even canon.
It's not even canon.
I'm waiting for the mashing. I'm waiting for it.
They just love how cool it is, so they just keep putting it in there.
Yup. Am I gonna get this by literally... Oh my god. My time. Oh, it was 40 seconds slower than yesterday. Sorry, 50 seconds slower than yesterday.
But hey, maybe it'll be approved now.
You know what? True.
See, and you have your time up too. Let me pull this back up. Because it said for the submission, you needed your what was that? So that need to be in your submission
LR,
for your speed run?
the LRTA. Load time remove, LTR. Load time removal.
And where's that at?
I believe that's at the very bottom, the 2 minutes and 6 seconds that's taken off.
Now,
Oh, okay,
to
yeah,
end this.
gotcha.
So I think LTR, I take that time. So then that would mean it's
It'll be one. It'll be
1:30. No, it'd be 1:29. No, 1:30.
1:30. Well, 1:30. Yeah, 1:30.
30.
Why can't we do this math?
1:30.
37.
37. No,
Yeah,
38.
because
38.
if you want to do the decimal.
Oh, well. Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So it'll be. I mean, you can do a time calculator.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Time calculate. I got you.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
All right, and now the game
One,
time. What do you think the game time is before
32.
do anything?
44 point.
Hey, imagine a Unleashed Broly and Beast Gohan fusion. Jesus.
By 2.
1:33:24.
53.
Wait a minute. Nick,
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong. That's faster than yesterday.
I think it was actually.
What
so
the
your
fuck?
So your time minus that 2 minutes and 6.53 seconds
Yeah.
is 1 hour 30 minutes and 37.68 seconds.
Okay, keep that time up because I'm going to download this and then submit it.
I'm gonna just DM this to you.
Okay, cool.
That way you have it.
Okay, so I'm going to now do... Alright, so this was stream. Thank you guys for
Imagine-
joining.
Oh, and Joseph said, imagine an Unleashed Broly and Beast Gohan fusion. I don't think that's possible.
That would be
But, like,
insane.
It would be insane, but I think it would also be very damaging because they are not equal power level.
Yeah. He already read that. Yeah. No, he's only reading it now, though.
Yeah, I didn't see it until now.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end stream and do this upload. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Nick, for keeping me company this entire time so we just talked about random shit.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Woo! Bye, chat.
Woo!